The Baha'i center of Shiraz was not large enough for the various activities which took place in that city, and the local spiritual assembly had been trying for years to buy the adjacent house and add it to the center. Unfortunately, the house in question belonged to an enemy of the faith who had no intention of selling it to the Baha'is. In order to make things more difficult for them, the owner rented his house to a political party which also opposed to the faith and which tried to restrict the activities going on in the center. Having tried everything possible, the local spiritual assembly finally had to give up the idea of buying the house they needed. But unknown to everyone, a determined individual had decided that he would buy the house and present it as a gift to the Baha'is of Shiraz. Rustam was the new believer who was not yet known as a Baha'i by the Muslim population of the city. He knew this was an advantage if he were to succeed in buying the required property. But apart from this, there was little else he could count on in his favor. He did not have enough money at his disposal, and he had no power over the influential tenants who occupied the house. Rustam was a simple lorry driver who had worked hard and managed to own a third of the price of the vehicle he drove. He also had a small house that was not worth very much in the outskirts of the city, where he lived with his wife. What Rustam did have was absolute trust in God and great faith in prayer. He prayed day after day, month after month, asking God to help him buy the house for the faith. After some time, he heard that the leader of the political party that occupied the house had died, and the place was being vacated. One hurdle was now out of the way. Rustam decided the time had come for him to do something else besides pray. He now looked for an opportunity to start negotiating about the purchase of the property. In the meantime, he sold his share of the lorry he drove and put up his house for sale. The house sold for a good price and the money was set aside. Rustam and his wife then moved into a very humble rented place. Within another couple of weeks, the owner of the house died, and his children, who lived in the capital, began to quarrel over the house next to the Baha'i center in Shiraz. Their lawyers decided to sell the house at a reasonable price, and Rustam succeeded in buying the place with the money he had saved. One evening, when the members of the local spiritual assembly were meeting, Rustam asked for permission to see them. He presented them with the deeds of the house and asked them to accept it as a gift from him and his wife. The members passed the deeds around and looked at each other in wonder. Could this really be true? Rustam and his wife, who had supported him at every step he took, expected no reward. But they did receive a very special gift from God. It was a child who was born to them after many years of marriage and when they had lost hope of ever having children. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe.